Hello everyone, this is Dr. Adanich. In my former 3 lessons about voice of a verb in English, I detail explain how to change voice of active voice into passive voice. Okay, detail explanation there, and the structure. What is the difference between active and passive voice also included there. In this video, I want to focus on paragraph writing using active and passive voice. How do we change paragraphs, okay, which are written in active and or in passive to change either of way. Okay, let's get started. I have overview ideas before I dive into the paragraph writing. The overview might be this presentation discusses the effective use of active and passive voice in paragraph writing. Active voice is almost the subject performs the action. Passive voice focused on the subject receives the action. We have a door of action in active voice and we have an action focused in passive construction. We don't worry about who did the action in passive construction. Okay, when do we use and why do we use active voice and passive voice? We have a reason for that. Let's see that overview. We use active voice for most academic writing because the subject is important. It's important because it makes sentence clearer and more direct, enhancing readability and engagement. In active voice construction, the subject is prominent, allowing readers to understand who is doing what quickly. Okay, when you look at the passive construction, passive voice occurs when the object of an action becomes the subject of the sentence. The structure typically follows the formula, the subject, which means the object of the active, plus verb to be, plus past participle form of a given verb, plus by agent or by phrase. Or we can omit by phrase. The action is more important than the door. When the door is unknown, we can use passive construction. Let's say when you enter to the room, you visually looked at the room is cleaned, and you can say the room is cleaned, okay, because there is an active voice, someone cleaned the room, because we don't know who cleaned that room. That's why in different situations we use passive construction, but in academic writing we use active voice. Wherever we need, we have to use passive as well as active voice according to the situation that we want to explain. So, but formally, we use active voice in academic writing to say that. Let's see some examples of active paragraph and passive paragraph. How do we change this one? Nothing new. You use your experience of changing active to passive in sentence based to active and passive voice in paragraph best. Okay, just you will bring every rules and regulation that we have to use in active construction. Tense change, subject and object change, everything is kept. What is here is number of sentences increased. A single sentence we have experience to change active to passive or passive to active. But here we may have 3, 4, 5 and more than that. No worries for that. Just use your experience of changing. Let's see this one. The first sentence or example. The first sentence is the teacher explained the lesson clearly to the students. Have a look at this, the changed passive. The lesson was explained clearly to the student by the teacher. Let's see the second sentence. She provided helpful examples and answered all their questions. Helpful examples were provided and all questions were answered. When you look at this second sentence, the doer of the action, she, is omitted because we have a right to omit the doer of the action. Otherwise, we can add by her at the end of the sentence, but usually we may not use in passive construction. It depends. Okay, let's look at the third one. The student understood the topic well and performed excellently on the test. The topic was well understood and the test was performed excellently by the students. Okay, every rules are used as it is. Let's look the second example, passive to active. The first one is in passive construction, the red, and the green one is in active construction. Look, the passive construction, I was encouraged by my high school English teacher, Mr. Salam, to participate in the debate competition. My high school English teacher, Mr. Salam, encouraged me to participate in a debate competition. Let's see the second one. The topic was researched by her, my arguments were refined, and my delivery was practiced. Were refined was practiced. Let's look. She researched the topic, refined my arguments, and practiced my delivery. Okay, let's see the third sentence. When first prize was won by me, I was proudly hugged by her, and the words, "I knew you could do it," were said. When I won the first prize, she proudly hugged me and said, "I knew you could do it." The quotation mark that she said, Mr. Salam said, not change it into active passive or passive to active. It is kept as it is. Okay. You have 3 paragraphs, the same topic, the same idea, but separately you have to change to practice a lot. Look, between maths exam and the student rowell and cheating exam experience is given to you. Have a look at it. Okay, is this in active voice? No, it's in passive. Was picked is there, were copied is there, and have a look at other verbs here. He was caught. Okay, so this is changed into active voice. The second example, have a look at this. Is it written in active or passive? Check the structure of the sentence and come up to change it. And the third example with the same topic about these rowell cases. So have a look at the structure. Is it in active? Is it in passive? And based on the idea there, you can change it. Okay. Here you have a possible key answer keys here. You can look at it and come up your correction, or you may succeed on that. Let's see finally the takeaways. What do you learn from this paragraph writing? Mastering both active and passive voice enhance writing proficiency. Active voice is preferred for clarity and directness, while passive voice serves as a specific purpose in formal contexts. Understanding when and how to use each voice can significantly improve overall writing effectiveness. Okay, you can practice by writing your own experience, your past experience, your childhood experience. Write in active sentence and come up to change into passive. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.